actually get to do something today. My apologies for anybody who prefers this at 5 p.m. Central. However, today has been, I mean, literally the whole day has been busy since 6:30 a.m. this morning through to right now. And of course, coming this weekend, we honestly don't know what to expect here in Southeast Texas. We are going to get some freezing weather, apparently. It's going to get way down there, and we're not used to it, so we don't know what to expect. But I guess we'll find out nearer the time. But I don't think it's going to zap our electricity or anything, but we'll see. It could always revert to cellular if it does. And it's kind of ironic that the reading for today is one day at a time. One day at a time. So I'm not getting ahead of myself regarding this coming weekend. I'm preparing, of course. I'm making sure that all our outside faucets are covered. I'm making sure that the little outside cats that we feed, well, they're not very little, some of them. The 3 outside cats that we feed outside and hang around have got enough warmth. I'm going to make sure that we keep our taps, faucets dripping as necessary. And leaving cupboards open. You know, if you've got like cupboards or closets under sinks and so on, open them up so that the heat from the room can actually, go in there and keep the plumbing all free. So that's my advice for that. So maybe more nearer a time. Who knows? I mean, who knows? It may just never happen, but there it is. So one day at a time, one day at a time. Emerson's Essays, page 335. Those who live in the future must always appear selfish to those who live in the present. And Ernest Holmes says, let us learn to be still and let the truth speak through us. That's assigned to my textbook, page 369. And I'm doing my best not to yawn here. And then Reverend Margaret says, how often have we been advised to take just one day at a time? To heed the biblical admonition of sufficient unto the day is the evil or demands thereof. 12-steppers all know this well, since moving through substance addictions may take all their present attentions. And I've had no experience with that, so I can't speak to it. Those of us who are addicted to worry and retaining control also know it because of all the precious time spent in concerns of the future and regrets about the past. Never do enough time and energy get directed to what this day needs. Yes, I can relate to that. My mother was a phenomenal worrier. She was always worrying about what was going to happen. And I guess to some extent she passed it on to me, and part of my spiritual practice has been to release that. Then Reverend Margaret continues, we all understand that the only time we have is now, right now. The only real opportunity is the one before us, right now. The infinite presence may not be subject to time and space, but we are because of our finitude, if you like. True, we have the breadth and width of mind capitalized at our fingertips, but our bodies move through hours, days, and weeks, and years, etc. Consequently, it is real wisdom and love for our lives to spend our time and energies on what calls us right now. So, for instance, a friend or a relative may need our listening ear right now. Yes, we plan, we dream, we imagine. In our creativity, we begin to set up the coming forms in our lives. But we also, in real love for who and where we find ourselves, yes, we are the ones that this day needs. This day, this time, yes, this adventure is ours. And some of those words are mine, but the emphasis and the intent is still there. So I said it's kind of ironic that we're taking one day at a time when this coming weekend, which is just like 4 days away, is potentially going to give us 3 days where the overnight temperature will drop way below freezing. So as I said, we're just not used to it here. The houses are not built for it. Pretty well, not much is built for it here. So, but we can prepare and we can do. So it's a question of balance, right? We live in the present moment, but as Reverend Margaret said, we do prepare for the future. We do plan for the future. We do spiritual mind treatments related to what we want in the future. But at the end of the day, we recognize and know that this is the only time we have. This moment right now is all we've got. So let me see. Beyond her usual, the divine good fulfills me, always has and always will, and I access it every day. She says, I value this day. I know this day needs my love and energies right now, and so I give them willingly and completely. And once again, a suggestion. The affirmations are written down if you want them, so you don't have to remember them. So one other quick thing. Reminder: when you write an affirmation and speak it out loud to yourself as you write it, then you engaged all your major senses. You get engaged visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. You engage all of them. And that way you actually have got a much better chance of imprinting them in your conscious and subconscious minds. So please look out for my colleague Reverend Lisa tomorrow at 9:15. I will give you any updates we have on this weekend later in the week and how that might or might not impact our services. But until then, I'm just knowing health, strength, wealth, benefit for each and every person who hears this reading. And I claim that's good and true, and I release it in wonderful gratitude and saying so it is.